Hey guys, once again we're going to be taking a look at some of the newest mods created for the latest version of Minecraft. Things are still looking better for Fabric users right now on this version, and shaders still don't seem to be compatible with Forge, so I won't be using them for the first portion of the video. You can grab any of these mods from the description below, and make sure to check out my channel if you want to see more mod lists. Bottled Air is a mod which will allow you to stay underwater for longer durations. To use the mod, all you need is an empty bottle which can be crafted from 3 glass. When you're underwater, you can right-click while holding the empty bottle to gulp the air, giving you some air bubbles back and filling the bottle with water. If you hold a fire-type item in your offhand slot, like a campfire or bucket of lava, you'll receive just an empty bottle back, but there's also a 50% chance that it will break. You'll now be able to craft Amethyst equipped in the latest version of Minecraft with this mod installed. Due to how easy Amethyst is to obtain, the equipment that you create won't be very powerful. Your tools are as good as diamond, but will break after just 5 uses, whereas your armor is ranked between iron and diamond and will break after receiving 5 hits. You'll also be able to craft horse armor. All the compressed will allow you to compress blocks into smaller forms, so they're easier to store. Blocks like redstone, glass, iron, gravel, and more can all be repeatedly combined so that multiple stacks become a single item, where you'll eventually be able to store a stack size of thousands into one block. You can also decompress the items again to receive your original materials back. Bouncier beds will cause you to fly 20 blocks into the air when jumping on a bed, which could either be for fun or for jumping into hard-to-reach places. You don't take fall damage when landing on beds, but you might just die if you miss a bed when falling to the ground again. Advancement Plaques is available for both Forge and Fabric, and change the interface element that appears when you unlock an advancement. With the mod installed, a flashy plaque will show up instead and play a nice sound effect that makes you feel like you're in an RPG. Paintings Plus is now available for Fabric 2, as well as Forge. With it, you can easily create and implement your own paintings. But the best feature is when you go to place a painting, an interface pops up where you can precisely select the painting you want to place into your world, instead of having to constantly cycle through them. One of my favorite mods, and Remastered, has a light version which is now available for Fabric. It improves on the adventure side of Minecraft, as you'll now have to find 12 different customized to fill in the end portal frame. These can be found in different structures in your world, really forcing you to explore. This version doesn't spawn its own structures, but is designed to be used with Young's better strongholds. If you're on Forge, this mod is still only available for Minecraft 1.16.5, and I covered an in-depth spotlight on my channel. Old Walking Animation is a client-side mod which causes all players to run like they did in older versions of the game, with their arms flailing around. Because it's a client-side mod, you can use it on servers, and it gives the effect to all the players. Death Coordinates is a simple mod which will display the exact coordinates where you died on the death screen. When you respawn, it will also be displayed in chat, so you can quickly find your items before they despawn. The Extended Block Shapes mod adds lots of new blocks, which are made up of stairs, slabs, pressure plates, fences, gates, and buttons on walls. There's even some new shapes, which create vertical slabs and vertical stairs, which should help create more intricate designs. All of these new blocks are made from vanilla materials, like all the different woods, wool colors, terracotta, concrete, and others. Rand'Ore adds 4 new ores into your world, which you have a chance of finding in the overworld Nether and End. When mined, you'll receive a random ore in return, which could be the likes of quartz, coal, redstone, or even diamonds. The graveyard starts by adding some new structures, which includes graveyards of different sizes, mushroom graves, and memorial birch trees. At these locations, you can find buildings as well as graves, which include some new decoration blocks like skeletons and bones. If you dig up some of the graves, then you can find chests which might contain some useful items. You can search the churches and morgues too, as they might also contain loot. as well as some hostile spawners. The new gravestone blocks act similar to signs and can be used as a memorial to your friends or pets, and glazed urns act as a storage container. Falling Attack is a new enchantment which can be applied to your swords. When you're falling, you can press the attack key to hit the ground with force, causing lots of damage to any nearby enemies. More banner features makes many improvements to banners, with you now being able to place them on different mobs like horses, llamas, pigs, and striders, which look pretty neat. Banners will also be able to hang below blocks instead of resting beside them. If you head to a bastion, then you'll also find piglins wearing fortune banners. Sync will allow you to create clones, which you can control. To get started, you'll need to place down a shell constructor and power it with pigs or wolves on a treadmill. When you right-click the constructor, you'll provide it with a sample, but it will kill you, so it might be a good idea to eat a golden apple or have a totem of undying. Over time, the sample will be processed and a clone will be created. When you place down a shell storage and step inside it, you'll have a menu where you can jump between any other clones that are available, with each having their own inventory and levels, so it's kind of like having multiple characters in a single world. Awoken World will cause plants to slowly grow in your world as time passes, which adds a bit more realism. Plants will only grow in the chunks that you have loaded. Drink Beer allows you to brew your own beer, which you can start doing by crafting a beer barrel from a regular barrel and an iron ingot. You can place different ingredients inside like wheat, water, blaze powder, sugar, and apples to brew your own stouts and ales, which you can then drink. The blocks in this mod make great decoration items too for your world. LevelZ adds a leveling system into Minecraft, where you'll need to increase different skills to be able to increase your health, equip armor, or use different items. Some of your skills are health, strength, agility, and defense, which all change your damage, speed, and maximum health. But there's also more passive skills like mining, which determines what tier of tools you can use and the types of blocks you can break. To level up a skill, you'll need to spend your hard-earned experience, and to me, it makes Minecraft feel a lot like RuneScape. Mythic mounts will add new tameable mounts into the game, which can be found in different biomes of your world. You'll find giant moths, dire wolves, griffins, dragons, and more, which you can turn into a loyal companion. They each have different places of movement, as some can fly through the sky, some will stay on land, and some move through water. Like horses, they can be equipped with a saddle and horse armor. I think it's a pretty impressive mod too, and it's great for a fantasy-styled world. That's the end of this week's mods. There were a few that I missed that I'll include in the next video, but new creations have been slower than normal lately. It was definitely a better week for Fabric too. Make sure to stick around for when I put out some more mod lists soon.